Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ameera Binti Rosmizi. I am from AS 2011E. Today I'm going to talk about people should eat less junk food. As we all know that junk food is one of the addictive foods. Nowadays, people love to eat junk food because it is easy to grab and they crave for unhealthy food, which contains lots of sugar and artificial additives. According to my study about junk food and its effects, most of the eater had experienced in long-term and short-term effects. Why junk food is too dangerous and what if it is hazardous to your health? Given that Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is CDC, agree that people should eat less junk food for healthier life because junk food is a threatening food. Unlike other foods, its basic intent is to produce bodily harm which can cause death and higher risk of dangerous disease. I never thought much about eating junk food can harm until I saw this case on an article. I became interested to make a study on it, and it made me realize that eating junk food causes more harm than advantage. Today, I hope to persuade each of you that eating junk food should be less as one of the ways to stay healthy. Okay, so what is junk food? Junk food is an example of an unbalanced diet categorized by a huge proportion of simple carbs, refined sugar, salt, saturated fat with very low nutritional value. Junk food also can be described as food are processed to a great extent where they almost lost all their vital nutrient, fiber, and water content. Next, let's look more closely at the effect of eating junk food. One of the main disadvantages of eating junk food is the likely possibility that it can cause serious memory problems and depression. Alzheimer's disease and dementia could be another catastrophic impact of the junk food industry in this modern day. It is caused when the food which rich in calories can impact the production and functioning of synapse. However, another study from the Molecular Psychiatry Journal says that 51% of people who eat junk food will develop depression. Systemic inflammation is the result that caused by a large amount of fat or sugar or were processed for too long, which leads to an increased risk of depression. Besides, by eating junk food can increase cancer risk. The study of Asian Pacific Journal of Cancer Prevention showed an association between junk food consumption and colon cancer. The result of the study found that eating junk food like potato chips and corn chips were linked to an increased risk of colon cancer. Also, the study says that eating one or more than 5 servings of fried potatoes and intake of 2 to 3 servings of chicken sandwiches per week also can increase colon cancer risk. Other than that, the effect of eating junk food also can increase weight gain and obesity. A study published in the Journal of Preventive Medicine and Hygiene showed a link between food consumption and obesity risk in students. The results show that the prevalence of obesity based on the body mass index, which is BMI, and waist-hip ratio, which is WHR, were about 21.3% and 33.2% respectively. Obesity may begin from the clogging up the arteries and lay the basis of an impending heart attack. As an example, an obese man in Malaysia, Muhammad Faisal Muhammad Ali, with 221 kilograms dies because difficulties breathing and heart attack. In addition, eating junk food can increase heart disease risk and cause digestive problems. Junk food such as pizza, cookies, and fries contains high amount of sugar and trans fat. Trans fat is known to increase low-density lipoprotein, which is LDL, and decrease high-density lipoprotein, which put you at risk of heart disease. Junk food also can cause digestive problems like acidity, constipation, and bloating. If you eating the junk food that high in sodium will allow the accumulation of water retention in the stomach and making you feel bloated. Furthermore, there are one way to avoid from eating junk food, which is stop craving for unhealthy food and sugar. Okay, how about stop craving for unhealthy food? Firstly, you can distance yourself from craving and shift your mind onto something else and doing another benefits activities. For example, you can take a brisk walk, chewing gum, and taking a shower. Secondly, you can plan your meals for the day or upcoming week. By planning the meals, you can eliminate the factor of spontaneity and uncertainty. If you don't have to think about what to eat at the following meal, you will be less tempted and less likely to experience cravings. Thirdly, you can drink more water and eat more protein. Sometimes we often confuse thirst with hunger and food cravings. If you feel a sudden urge for a specific food, try drinking a large glass of water and wait for a few minutes. You may find that the craving fades away because your body was thirsty. Drinking water before meals can reduce appetite and help in weight loss. Meanwhile, eating more protein may reduce your appetite and keep you from overeating. It also reduces cravings and help you feel full and satisfied for longer. Increasing protein intake may reduce craving by up to 60% and cut the desire to snack at night by 50%. Lastly, ways to avoid from eating junk food, we can fight stress and get enough sleep. A study showed that people under stress has been shown to eat significantly more calories and experience more cravings than non-stressed people. Stress raises your blood level of cortisol, which is a hormone that can make you gain weight, especially in the belly area. Besides, sleep deprivation disrupts the fluctuation and may lead to poor appetite regulation and strong cravings. A study showed that sleep deprived people are up to 55% more likely to become obese compared to people who get enough sleep. The pictures shows that there is another side effects of eating junk food and the graph of global death which caused by eating junk food. As a conclusion, eating junk food should be less to remain a healthier life because it will lead to more damage than benefits. One of the way to avoid junk food, we as a person who love a healthier life must plan on our meals. Also, that can avoid other people from getting junk food in a day. Starting today with this knowledge, we should apply this in our daily life so we can avoid eating junk food to prevent any harmful disease. These are the references that I used to research about junk food and its effect. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.